What's up, hungry people? Welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to be discussing how to improve the quality of your sleep so that you can feel rested and actually live your best life. This video I want to dedicate to Ryan White. He's a friend of mine in the support group, and just like most of us, has experienced some sleep issues, digestive issues, and this guy is awesome. He's progressing, keeps getting better and stronger and healthier. And I hope that this video helps him to go to the next level, like I think it will. So let's talk about why. Let's just talk about what a lot of people are going through. Are you going through an inability to fall asleep? Are you waking up in the middle of the night and you can't get back to sleep? Are you waking to urinate a couple of times a night and that's kind of interrupting your sleep? Are you waking up feeling exhausted? Are you waking up feeling anxious? A lot of different things might seem disconnected, but what's interesting is the things that we do during the day will determine the quality of our sleep that night. So just a few practical things that you can start paying attention to, and hopefully that will help you guide your own system into getting deeper rest. One of them, are you hydrating enough during the day? A lot of people will wake up because they're dehydrated, right? That's why you keep a glass of water next to your bed, because if you wake up and you're kind of sitting there and you don't realize why you're awake, you take a few sips of water, you'll actually fall back asleep, because most people are dehydrated. But then we have the people who are in the vegan and raw vegan world who maybe are trying to overcome a challenge, or maybe they've detoxed kind of too far. And these people have the opposite effect. They're almost over cleansed, they're over hydrated and over urinating and kind of depleting some of those essential minerals. So what they can do and pay attention to is kind of having a cutoff point, just like a child. You know, when you have a young child and you don't let them have any more drinks after 6 p.m. because you don't want them to wet the bed. Yes, you're not going to wet the bed, but if you stop having fluids at a certain time, this gives your kidneys, which is connected to your adrenals, a chance to actually slow down and start to process everything that's going on in the body and reach a state of balance by the time your head hits the pillow. So now you can just stay asleep and not be interrupted throughout the night. Another thing, a lot of people are eating so much right before bed. We can all agree that digestion takes a lot of energy. And if you're eating these really heavy, dense, greasy, sugary meals right before bed, chances are you're not going to wake up feeling too rested. I would highly suggest finish eating at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. If you can finish by 5, 6, 7 p.m., I think that that's ideal. Give yourself a little bit of time to digest. And that way, when you go to sleep, you can process, you can actually get the full effects of your rest instead of your body just focusing on digestion. But then again, we have the other avenue where people are not eating enough, right? How many people are just barely eating all day and they're wondering why they're laying in bed sleep and they can't sleep? They're just wide awake. It's because their immediate need for food is probably greater than their immediate need for sleep. So you want to make sure that you're eating enough food, and that way you'll ensure better sleep. Now, here's a few tools that you can use, and so that you can assure yourself that you're going to have an easier time falling asleep. You're going to wake up feeling more rested, and you're also going to wake up having amazing digestion. Because actually, the reason why people have impaired digestion usually has to do with their ability to rest, that peristalsis that goes along with the parasympathetic nervous system and fight or flight and all those things. So I think it's really important to create structure around sleep. And that way, when we make it a habit, it just becomes easier and easier. One of the things that I do, a friend of mine sent me this Valor, which is an essential oil that is used to help calm you down and get you ready for bed. I kind of use it as like a trigger mechanism that when I get into bed and I have everything off, I put it on my skin so it's in my system, and then I'll kind of give it a whiff and just smell it and just relax. And I'll feel as though I just did the first step in getting good sleep. So for an example, if you're about to do a run or a race, you warm up the body. This is me kind of getting my body primed for the rest of the functions that are going to happen. Then I will take the supercells the supercells liquid oxygen. Usually people who use this right before bed, they'll use it after having alcohol, and it will prevent a hangover because it keeps all the oxygen in your brain. But I took that as an opportunity to say, hey, I'm not drinking, but why don't I take it before bed anyway and keep more oxygen in my brain? And that way, whether I'm breathing in dust because you're in a house, even though I have an air filter, or you've been exposed to pollutants, or maybe when I'm asleep, my breathing isn't the best. I don't know if I could be congested a little bit or what have you. So I take this, it goes right into my bloodstream, goes right into my brain, and keeps me oxygenated all night. And I do notice when I wake up, my head just feels clearer and lighter. And it's a really awesome tip if you're waking up feeling a little more groggy, brain fog, exhausted. And then the last thing is I take the Pure Life. This is a probiotic. This is all raw vegan living, and it also has proteolytic enzymes to help to break up some of that mineral plaquing, protein plaquing, fat plaquing in your GI tract. It gets everything healthy and ready so that when you wake up, you have an amazing bowel movement. And then when you put food in your system, you have all these beneficial microbes, these bacteria that actually assist in the breaking down, absorbing, and utilizing of the nutrients. So this is kind of like my little go-to when it comes to sleep. Like, this is going to ensure me that I wake up feeling better. Now let's talk about some of the other reasons why people aren't sleeping. I mean, we're overworked. I mean, leave a comment down below if you're overworked. If you're pulling some of these 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hour work weeks, 100-hour work weeks, you're a parent, right? You're a parent, you have children, you are having financial issues, so your nervous system is very thrashed. What else? We're exposed to all these toxins and chemicals, both in the house and in our work environments, and etc. All of the lights, all of the phones, all of the stimulation. We're essentially stuck in the pleasure trap. So some of the things we want to keep in mind, we have to have a resensitizing of our nervous system. What does that mean? We need to actually get them back from being hijacked from our phones, from our TVs, from all this stimulating food. We have to have a day or a period of time, whether that be over the course of a few days or in a moment of the day, where we get to resensitize. We take our shoes off, we put our feet in the grass, we just chill out, no phone, right? I have a phone lockbox. I'm going to do a video on that, or maybe I already did and I didn't upload it, but we have to be able to have devices, right? Because we use them for work, but we have to also have time away from them. So I lock my phone in a box 2 hours before I go to bed, and there's no reason to stay up, right? I'm not messaging people, I'm not watching videos. I actually just go to bed. We have to use these tools in order to give us the likelihood of success. It doesn't mean that we'll automatically be successful, but hey, at least we're working towards it. We also want to have people support us, because if our friends and our family are up all night and they're social creatures, we're going to feel left out. They're probably going to ask us to participate. And if we're nice, if we're very agreeable people, we're probably going to say yes and put ourselves in what's known as the sucker triad. So we want to have the people around us know that, hey, listen, I'm trying to get more rest. I feel better that way. If you could just, kind of just give me my space when that time comes around 8, 9 p.m., that would be awesome. And the good news is once you get this rolling and you start to feel the benefits and you feel better, you won't compromise sleep for anything. And it all comes back to this. Do you want to go to bed early? Some people will think I should go to bed early, but they don't want to. And I think that this video, though it may improve the quality of your sleep, you might not need to go to sleep early. But if you're someone who knows you want to go to bed early, who feels better, who feels more rested, you just feel like a better human being overall, I think that knowing and striving for better, earlier sleep is half of the game. So once you know it, you just have to figure out the puzzle pieces on how to make it work, shift around the food a little bit, shift around your eating time, shift around the tools that you use, the lights, the relationship to your phone, get into habits like reading, and start to structure your life in a way that makes it easier to make decisions that result in better health for you and your family. And you're just going to notice such a big difference. After it only takes a few days, you'll notice right away the benefits, but you'll also see that within 3 or 4 or 5 days, and you get into a routine. Wow, this is actually easier. Wow, life has been so hard because I've been so depleted, and these good choices are easy, and they're just making life worth living again. All right, guys, I'm going to make lots of different videos, both on sleep, tools, relationships, all these things. So I hope in the future, I hope that this one you found valuable. It's an important topic that needs to be discussed over and over again, and I will be doing that. So I want you to stay rested and stay hungry.